Now, Sheik Gumi has been made as the negotiator between the government and bandits. They're trying to make it look like they don't know anything about what Sheik Gumi is doing. But it is obvious to Nigerians. Everyone knows what is going on there. It's just that people do not have the courage yet to, confront the federal government and also the presidency about what is going on between them and Sheik Gumi. Remember that Sheik Gumi was the person who has been going to negotiate with bandits in the forest, even with Boko Haram, and he demanded that the presidency or the government should grant Boko Haram amnesty. But, the president has not yet played into his hands, or perhaps the president also knows what he is doing, is trying to play smart or trying to play smooth criminal in this matter. But of course, at the end, we'll all find out. That is the truth. The truth can never be outdated. It will only take time, but at the end of the day, it will be revealed. And, Sheikh Gumi this time has also urged the government again to sponsor bandits against bandits. This was something I said earlier when the Nigerian army was excited that ISWAP helped them fight Boko Haram. It was a very big news on, news channels and all of that. And, in just one attack, they were able to gun down, Shekau. He was seriously injured until he was taken into hiding. But at the end of the time, it was the same ISWAP who began to kill the Nigerian army and soldiers. And now the same thing Sheikh Gumi is asking the presidency or asking the government to do. He is saying they should use bandits against bandits. That is not a good way to fight a battle. Because if you start like this, you would continue like this and you are likely not to end well. Because we're already dealing with ISWAP fighting the Nigerian army now. That is one case on one side. So how do you want to do it? Because it's just like suggesting the same thing, using ISWAP to fight Boko Haram, and at the end of the day, you know how to treat them. No, nobody is stupid. At the end of the day, they'll become more terrible than the terrorists that was there before. That is the basic truth. But anyway, guys, we'll find more about all of this, what's going on right here, what Sheikh Gumi really meant when he said that the government should use bandits to fight bandits. Let us find out what he really meant about this. But don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share our videos. Yes, we are here to keep you updated always. So, guys, without further ado, let us dive right into the details of this report. Yes, it says Sheikh Gumi urges Nigerian government sponsor bandits against bandits. Prominent Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi has advised the federal government to support splinter groups among bandits as a way to end banditry and the mass abduction of school pupils. Gumi, who has been critical of President Muhammad Buhari perceived mismanagement of the security crisis, said the government should sponsor intra-cell insurrection among the non-state actors as a counter-banditry measure. Selling this counter-banditry strategy through newsmen in the aftermath of the abduction of 156 Islamiyat school children in the Rafi local government area of Niger State, the Sheikh said many bandits were ready for dialogue. He advised that government could use these repenting bandits to fight the ugly ones. He said, "We are always trying to do our best, but you see, you need two hands to shake. These people, bandits, need engagement from the government itself. If you dialogue with them without the involvement of government, it is a problem. Government needs to be proactive with them. We have a lot of them that are ready to fight the bad ones. Use the bad to fight the ugly and use the good to fight the bad ones. When you're done with the ugly, look at Boko Haram, who finished Shekau. Was it not a splinter group? So it is easy. All these agitations you see, if the government can do a splinter group and the splinter group is empowered, every man wants power and money. They will do your job. There are many ready to submit themselves. All the ones you see me meeting in the bush, they are all telling us, we are ready," he said. Sheikh Gumi, former army captain, first emerged on the scene in February after he went on a so-called peace mission to a group of bandits in their forest hideout in Zamfara state. Since then, he has undertaken other such visits to Katsina, Kaduna, and Niger states under bandits to stop carrying out attacks. But despite his mediatory role, he has stirred controversy for advocating talks and a blanket amnesty for the criminal groups responsible for the recent wave of kidnapping in northern Nigeria. Gumi's mediation efforts have also made him a target for Islamist militant group Boko Haram, who issued messages threatening the cleric. His risky adventure may be termed as a success. At another level, he held what is, in popular political expression, fruitful discussions that reveal first why the bandits kill and maim, rob and rape, loot and burn, and second, what the Nigerian state must do to relieve itself from this heinous act of criminality. Well, it is foolish to say, if you ask me, that you want to use bandits to fight bandits. You will only be at the receiving end at the end of the day, because it's going to come back. You see how politicians use bad boys during elections and all of that. At the end of the day, it is the same people they used that comes back to haunt them. You don't use bad to treat bad. What is bad, whether a repenting one, because we saw how the ISWAP was killing Nigerian soldiers. Yes, they had a fight. They had a serious gun battle about 2 days ago, and about 50 of the ISWAP militants or bandits were actually killed. It was that serious. So how can you again suggest that the government should use bandits to fight bandits, that they are a splinter group who they can use against the original group? It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you are using the splinter group, at the end of the day, so how do you treat the splinter group? You assume that they are now the angels, right? It just doesn't add up. Things like this will only cause more problem for any nation. It will cause more problem for any nation. And everyone should be careful. The government should not try to do what Sheik Gumi is actually requesting, because they never told us that they have agreed to use ISWAP to fight Boko Haram. It was just a report. It was something everyone just saw, out of nowhere. Saw that ISWAP took armored cars, vehicles, went into the forest and began to kill, Boko Haram members. It is something that the government has agreed, because they would not go without no one commanding them to go. So it is something that has been agreed upon by both the Nigerian army, the government, the presidency, and, all involved. So even what Sheik Gumi is saying does not make sense. They shouldn't try to repeat this, because it's going to fall back on the citizens of the country. I don't encourage this. But guys, I don't know what you think about this. If you think it's a good move, let us hear from you. Drop it in the comment section. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.